This is Morgan. We're in the middle of a live cupping class right now virtually, and we're about to do a face cupping demo so that people can get an understanding of how wonderful cupping can be on the face when it comes to dealing with sinus drainage, when you're dealing with any kind of TMJ stuff, or if you're dealing with any kind of just congestion in the head area. All right, so we talked about our face cups from before. When I go to do this facial cupping and any kind of lymphatic drainage, I want to make sure that I have access to just below the clavicles as well. All right, so I really want the upper chest and into the shoulder, and I want access to the side of the neck, right? So I'll be doing a lot of motions this way, back and forth. Sometimes having a little bit of a pillow of some sort under the neck is nice. Again, it just gets them to be a little bit more comfortable at that point. All right, so again, here we go with some cupping. The first thing I want to do is start to open up this supraclavicular node here, right? So again, the way lymphatic drainage works, starting on the right-hand side is a nice spot to start with. All right, I'm going to take my bigger cup or the biggest size cup that I can. I'm going to start close to the sternum and I'm coming right underneath the clavicle here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a nice suction, release, shingle over suction, release, single over suction, release, single over suction, and then release, right? And I'll go all the way out to the shoulder with that, right? Let's do 3 runs of that. That seems pretty good, right? So what I'm trying to do is keep it very rhythmic. I don't have to worry about too much crazy pressure because the type of bulb that's there won't allow too much insane pressure. And then I'm really just trying to open up all of that area underneath the clavicle, right? How's this feel for you? I'm not going to be able to ask these questions for much more because in my high hopes, she will be asleep within the next 4 to 5 passes. All right, so again, just kind of working down and doing a couple motions. All right, none of those suction releases lasted very long, right? It was rhythmic, it was slower, but it didn't stay in one spot for too long. And that's one of the big things when it comes to facial cupping and working in the face and neck. All right, the next place I want to start to go is I'm going to slightly turn her head off to the right, not by a lot, and I'm just going to cradle it here. Again, I'm going to go for the right size tool. I'm going to start with this one and see if I can do anything. Right here is SCM, and that's my guideline, right? I don't want to come in front of SCM. That's a no cupping fly zone, and I can go a little bit behind it, right? But this is really the line that I want to stay on as far as like my landmarks are. Right, so I'm going to start down here. I'm going to work from the closest point from the supraclavicular node, and I'm going to work all the way up towards the mastoid process. Right, so again, here I go. I'm going to put it right on there. Suction, release, suction, release, suction, release, suction, release. All right, so because of the size, I'm going to do this a couple more times. If you notice the size of her neck and the size of the cup, I'm not really able to get very far along this, right? So I got a good 2. I can only get about 2 in there. So this would be a perfect time where I'm going to go ahead and switch my tool, right? I'm going to go to the next size down as far as cups. Now I can go ahead, suction release, suction release, suction release, suction release. See, I can do a couple more of those all the way up and through, right? Let's do a second pass, right? And we'll do a third pass, right? Now, after about 3 passes, it's always nice to go down and do that first line again, right? Really thinking about opening up that area underneath the node, really. All right. How you feeling so far? Now, as I come to do these lines a little bit further, I start to do a little bit more of a pull up away from the skin, right? Really kind of looking to add some separation in there. All right. As I start to come back up across the face, I'm going to split the face in half. I'm going to do half side, like the right side, and then I'll do the left side. As I come in for the right side of the face, I'm going to work my way from inferior up to superior, and I'm going to drain towards the ear and then down. All right. So for me, I'm going to start right here along the chin line. And I'm going to start more on the closer to the ear side, and I'm going to suction and release coming right along the chin. And then I come back. Right, I'm gonna go up a smidgen more. I'm gonna go right along that line, just above it. And then I'm gonna come back. All right, I'm gonna go back to that first line, following the chin line, right? The jaw line, going all the way down and back. And then the second line up there, a little bit further. And then back. All right. Now from here, I want to run that line again, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start right here on the side, right in front of the ear. I'm going to run it all the way down to the inferior angle of the mandible here, right? And then I'm going to go right down SCM and finish the line out, right? So every couple times, I'm making sure to go down SCM and out along the the clavicle here. All right, we're really trying to make sure that that pathway, that lymphatic movement, is going in the right area.